my breakfast this morning, I decided to have the Nutrisystem buttermilk waffles frozen entree, and I'm pairing it with a alfresco sun-dried tomato chicken sausage. This is my power fuel. Let's see if I can put this under the light better. Okay, so one link is 78 grams. It has 6 grams of fat, 2 saturated fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of protein. So that fits perfectly, in my view anyway, as a power fuel. And I'll tell you the nutrition facts on this. This, again, I put pictures into the Facebook group so everybody can see them there if it's not clear. So we have 160 calories for the 2 waffles, 4.5 grams of fat, half a gram of saturated fat, 27 grams of the carbohydrates, 3 fibers, and 5 grams of protein. So that's a perfect 1 small carb, 1 power fuel. And the sausage I'm using as the, I don't want to call it the extra power fuel, but the power fuel that they give us in addition to the entree for our breakfast every day. And I also have a tablespoon of the sugar-free Great Value syrup, which is like 7 calories or 7.5, something like that. So that doesn't count. And I'm having my coffee with my almond milk, as I do all the time. And that's it for my breakfast, and I will see you at lunch. This is what's for lunch today. I am having a 1.5 cups of romaine chopped and a 1/2 cup of my homemade coleslaw. And I'm adding 2 tablespoons of the Skinny Girl balsamic vinaigrette, which is 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. So that's for 0. I'm also going to have this later. I'm going out, so I'm taking everything with me. I'm going to have this later probably with a cup of coffee from Dunkin', because this is how I enjoy having this most. And this is going to be my power fuel, my small carb, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Because I'll show you the nutritional facts. These are the pure protein bars. And I happen to really like this brand a lot. I like this and the caramel one. Those are my 2 favorite. Anyway, so this has 50 grams in weight, 190 calories, 7 fat, 4 saturated fat, 16 carbs, 4 fibers, and 20 proteins. So you can see that it clearly has enough calories and enough fiber and protein to meet the requirement for a Nutrisystem Flex Lunch, which is supposed to be, for me, 1 power fuel and 1 small carb. And my coleslaw is an extra. The mayo and the coleslaw is an extra. So I'm working on my bottle of anti-inflammatory water recipe. And that's it. I will see you back at dinner. And here I am with my dinner. I don't know where this day went to. It flew. Okay, so for tonight's dinner, I am having the HOMESTYLE meatloaf sandwich, the Nutrisystem frozen entree. And the nutrition facts are it's 133 grams in weight, 250 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, 1 saturated fat, 35 grams of carbohydrates, 6 fibers, and 18 proteins. So this clearly is a small carb and 2 power fuels. In my book anyway. It would be 8, 16, 24. Right, perfect. Okay, so what did I do? Of course, I can never leave anything alone, can I? I had a power fuel left over from today, from snack. So I took 90 calories worth, which is 28 grams of this 6 cheese Italian style finely shredded blend. And first I sauteed, this is about a 1/2 cup of cooked mushrooms, I want to say, maybe a little more. I put them in my non-stick pan, sprayed it with the olive oil spray, and garlic powder, and a little bit of my liquid aminos. Forgive me, my cat is scratching the door. I'll be right back. I apologize. That was just Sebastian. He's in the house, but he was behind a door to the basement, so I had to let him in because he wouldn't give us any peace otherwise. Anyway, okay. So where was I? Oh, the shredded cheese, the mushrooms, sauteed in the pan, splashed in some liquid aminos, and also my olive oil cooking spray. And then what I did is I microwaved this sandwich in a paper towel for about, I don't know, 30 seconds. And then I took it apart. I toasted my bread in my toaster. I took less than 35 calories of this, I can't believe it's not butter light. And I put it on both, both sides of the bread. And then I just put a little of my garlic powder, because you know me with my garlic powder. I also put garlic. Then what I did is I took the meatloaf, which is made with beef, by the way, it's not soy protein, and I heated it up a little bit more in the microwave. Then I put it on top of the mushrooms in the pan. And then I put 2 tablespoons of my GU sugar-free steak sauce, which is 0, because it's 10 calories for 2 tablespoons. And then I topped it off with my cheese, covered it, and let it simmer. I added a tablespoon of water in there, and until the cheese melted. This is a 1/2 cup of green beans. Now we're gonna have Maxie singing. Sorry. And on that, I put this Nature's Promise Thai peanut and honey dressing. That is an extra for me. 1 tablespoon I put for 25 calories. So that's it for my dinner. I'm looking very forward to having this. It smells very good. And I like the meatloaf. I've had it before and it was very good then too. I just made it a little different this time. On to what I'm going to have for my dessert. I don't know if I mentioned that I found these at Walmart the other day. These are the protein meal bars, chocolatey chip cookie dough. Very good. Of course, peanut butter is my favorite. Next to that is strawberry, but these are very good. They're not overly sweet, and I'm not going to take it out of the package. I'm going to have it later on for my dessert tonight. But I will show you the nutrition facts. We have 180 calories. It's 45 grams in weight. We have 6 grams of fat, 4.5 saturated fat, 21 carbs, 5 fibers, and 12 grams of protein. So this is also equivalent to 1 Power Fuel and 1 Smart Carb for anybody who wants to have this for a breakfast or lunch. And on that note, I will see you in a bit. Hey everyone, I am popping in. Don't really have much to talk about tonight, but I didn't want to just leave the end of the video without saying anything. I'll let you know about the food. I really enjoyed that chicken sausage this morning. I don't remember if I've ever even had the tomato basil one of that. Those are from Aldi, and it was not salty. I don't know what the sodium content was. I didn't look, but if you look in the group tonight, I'll be posting the nutrition facts for that there. I really, really do enjoy the waffles. They are pricey on calories, but again, there's protein in there. So that's why it has more calories, I would imagine. Lunch, I always love my bars. I've been eating bars on and off since I was like 36 years old. It's quite a long time. Since the first time I did, when Atkins was coming out in the 90s, that would have been 1996 maybe-ish. I used to eat EAS bars. They don't make them anymore. And when I used to get them at Stop and Shop and Walmart. For years I ate those. Used to have to actually, in those days, get them at the nutrition store, like a vitamin shop type place. And they weren't chains, showing my age. They were individually owned. We only had one in our whole area. And that's where I'd go to buy them. And then when I couldn't find them anymore, someone actually at Vitamin Shop told me that Atkins bars are really very healthy in comparison to other bars. Like the Kellogg's ones are not in comparison. You know, I eat them. I do enjoy them. I think there's a good amount of protein in there, but quality-wise, they're probably not as good as the more expensive bars. Anyway, not to go on and on about bars. By now you know that I really make use of them. It gives me a lot of protein, a lot of bang for my buck protein-wise, because I don't have to eat a big volume of food in order to get that in. And I do need I mean, we all need our protein, but I've found out that my blood work came back, and once again, my protein levels are not where they should be. This is time number 3, and it's been in 2 years. And I didn't have this before I got COVID. So, and other people I've heard, I've asked around, and there are people out there like me. So I don't know what the story is. The doctor, I have to go to the hematologist. But reading on it, you're supposed to increase your protein. Now, my hair isn't falling out. I don't have any symptoms of anything for somebody who has that big long word, whatever it's called, when your protein is not at the normal levels in your blood when they take your normal blood work. But so that's why I like to add in a shake, because again, lap band, people who have lap band, for the most part, there are many ways to eat with lap band. As I've said before, lap band loves cake and cookies, you know, and shakes and ice cream and all that good stuff. But that's not good for lap bands. It's not good for me. So this is why I do gravitate. And even way before I had lap band in the 90s, I gravitated to shakes and bars when they first really became popular. Anyway, the meatloaf was delicious. I enjoyed that with the steak sauce and the mushrooms. Very good. And I was surprised that that's beef, because the hamburger is not beef. I don't get that. Does anybody get that? I don't know. So anyway, keep in mind, if you're thinking negatively when you weigh in every week, that it is just a moment in time. It's a little window. Today we weigh this much, tomorrow we weigh that much. There's lots of things that influence our weight, whether we're at the end of the journey or at the beginning or somewhere in the middle. And I look at it as, what can I learn from this when I go on the scale? I go on the scale every day, but the weekly weigh-in, okay, looking back on my week, what did I do? What could I have done maybe differently? Not so much better and worse. You know, what did I do bad? I don't like the negative connotation of cheating and bad when it comes to our weight loss journey. I think it's very detrimental to look at things that way. We're not good or bad. We're human beings and we have issues. No two of us are alike, but we do all have our share of issues, or we wouldn't be where we are, obviously. A lot of things influence our weight: emotions, medications, genetics. I'm laughing, and it's not something that's funny, but my son turned to me one day when he was in his young 20s. He works out. He's been working out since he was 16, my younger son. And he looked at me one day and he said, "Mom, we have the fat gene." And I just looked at him, because his dad is not a heavy person. But thankfully, both of my kids have figured that all out. My oldest son really doesn't have an issue with weight, but he's also in his late 30s now. So this is a time to think, well, you know, I'm sedentary at my job all day, and, you know, I have to do this and I have to do that to take care of myself. And I'm very happy, at least, that if nothing else, seeing my struggles, both of my kids have learned from that. So, yeah. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to say goodnight now. And it has been a long day. I did a food haul. I put that video up already, if you want to look at that. But I was very diligent today in house cleaning and straightening and doing. And then, so I'm really glad about that. That kind of thing makes me feel better. And anything that we can do that makes us feel better, right? Why not? So, if you like the content of my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that bell so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. And I appreciate so much all of you that watch. I know there are many of you that do watch that are viewers and not subscribers. It would mean so much to me if you would hit the bell. And if you don't want to hit the bell, I understand that too. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.